Is it running? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It is. Great. Hello everyone, welcome to the first stream ever of Automatica.
Hi, I'm Lucas from Cinemax.
And I'm Victor, and I'm not from Cinemax, which is a plot twist. I work as a design director in Warhorse Studios. We made Kingdom Come Deliverance lately, the RPG, and we are working on the next project now, and it is not Automatica. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, because it's a little weird game, but it's my game. And is the old idea of mine I had really long time ago. I was thinking about this stuff, and it was last year, I believe. We met with my friends here in Cinemax. We were talking about universe and meaning of life and stuff, and they just finished their project and were looking around what to do next. And I came with this, like, hey, I have this idea for a little weird game, if you don't mind. And
we like weird games, so we don't mind.
Great. So we tried to somehow put it together, and right now it's not done, but it's playable. So we have a working prototype which has almost all features and works nicely, and you can download free demo of it as a part of the Steam Summer Festival right now. So you can play it. As I've said, it's far from complete. It's the graphics is not finished. There is only one environment and stuff like that. But it's already quite nice, I would say. And as I said already, feature-wise, it's done. It works flawlessly. And I would say it's quite fun because I don't play my own games that much, but I already have 500 hours in this one. So yeah, it means something.
500 hours, really?
Yeah, I guess I had it. I left it running overnight, but a few times, or many times. But actually, yeah, because I'm making those levels that are in the demo were mostly created by me, because the game already has built-in level editor, which is awesome, because you can, even in the demo, you can try and not only play the game, but also create more levels. And it's very easy because we created it the way that you are actually running through the level and digging holes and programming the enemy and stuff like that in game, which is cool, and you don't need any other tools. But we were not talking about the game at all, right? So can you just start, I don't know, some trailer? Yeah. So this is what is the game about. Once we finished here, we will start the pre-recorded video when I talk about the game, and I'll talk about the features and how it works, how it plays, and I even show. Is it the video? Yeah, it's the video. I even show some programming. So there is a free programming lesson in the second half of the video, so make sure to check it out. And why I'm talking about the programming is because the game is actually squad-based tactical action simulation game, if it's possible, probably. And the twist is that you cannot command your unit once you start the mission, and your units cannot do anything on their own. So if you just start the mission, they are just standing there and staring to the wall. And what you need to do is to program them to finish the mission. And it means step by step, like you say, here, this is this corridor that leads to the hall. We need to bridge there. So you two will cover us from the left side. You two will cover us from the right side. We will continue through this corridor, shoot the enemy, get to the end. I will download the data. You will cover me. Then we get back to the base and we win the mission. And what you do is, at the beginning, you program all this stuff, you run it, and your units screw up completely because something happened what you didn't expect it, so you start it again and try to make your code better and better. So at the end, they finish, win, and you feel awesome. And I think it works very well, even in the demo. And there is just few levels, but as I said, there is a mission editor, so you can make your own. You can, well, not very. You can share the levels by finding them on your disk and sending them to someone by emails. But we will make some share function soon, I believe. This game is completely made by guys in Cinemax. Thank you. And,
You are welcome.
And we still have a lot of work to do. Actually, I made a prototype, if we have it somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
At the beginning, yes, that's my prototype.
That's
so,
awesome.
So I created this game. It works almost. Well, it's almost complete. You can. And the graphics is also made by me, which is probably the reason why I am design director and not art director. But it works somehow, and if you switch back to the nicer version, yeah, this is how it looks now. So I think
it's a little bit better, I think.
I think the guys in Cinemax made a great job.
Thank you.
But yeah, I wouldn't be able to make anything more than what I did already. So yeah, it's great that we met and we can do this. So do we have any other footage? Oh yeah, just this one. Oh yeah. Do you have that? You know, that long
Programming
footage?
video?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
example.
okay.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, because we need it just as a background. We will. Yeah, this one. Great. We will talk about it. What we can talk about the story, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I am really looking forward to write this, because I usually work more on technical aspects of the game. Like in Kingdom Come, I wasn't involved in the story at all. I'm system guy, thinking about RPG combat and stuff like that. So this is some sci-fi, small sci-fi, because it's a really tactical / logical / programming game. So the story is not that important, but it still is important, I believe. So it's something that happens in far future, when people are all over the stars, and you actually are woken up one day in the spaceship, which you don't know, and you don't know much about yourself, and you don't know where you are and what happened, and who wakes you up. It's actually your own spaceship, because it's controlled by artificial intelligence, which is logical. In the future it will definitely happen that the like now you have self-driving cars. In future you will have safe self-driving, self-flying ships, and this artificial intelligence entity that controls it wakes you up that it needs some help with programming. And that's because something called Battle of Factions happened lately, and it was very unfortunate because it destroys all humanity, or most. So the universe is empty, and there are still spaceships and space stations. They are just without people, and they are taken care of by robots that are pre-programmed. They are running these ships, maintain them, fix them, repair them, refuel.
Waiting for
stuff.
people?
Well, they are stupid, so they actually don't know. They don't even know that people are not there anymore. So they are just maintaining the ships and working what they need to do. And your ship, for some reason, needs data from these other ships and space stations. And since it's ship and it doesn't have hands or anything, so it cannot go for the data itself, it need to send robots. But there is a plot twist. There is a robotic law. We have robotic laws from Isaac Asimov, and things like robots will never kill people and stuff like that. And they have new robotic law that tells that that says that AI cannot program other AIs. So your ship is not able to program the robots. It's built in it somehow that it's not able to perform this action, and only human can. So it wakes you up from the hibernation and tell you, hey, please could you program these robots for me if you don't mind, because if you do, I may kill you or anything, because you are somewhere in the space in the ship, and this ship asks you for a favor, so you cannot say no because you need your ship to live. So you start to program robots, and what you do is what I was talking about, that you breach into enemy ships, steal data with your robots, and you gather this data for your ship, and you try to find out what actually happened in the universe, what can you do with that, whether there are some other people around that you can find, and stuff like that. And I think it's small, tight, compact story, but I like it very much, and I really look forward to write it into the game. So I think it will be interesting. So what next?
What next?
What next? Well, we can talk about more. Status of the development. You have seen the game. If you can run it there again, you can try it. We are currently, well, I believe that most of features are already there and working fine. We have a lot of improvements, of course, in our heads, and a lot of stuff around the mission editor and community features and stuff. But we are already negotiating with some publishers about the game. It's a small indie game. You can see that it's not some great big production. But I think it's cute, and we have really positive feedback for it. And well, I asked guys at Warhorse to play it, and they are very happy. But yeah, I'm their boss, so they need to be very happy from the game. But they seemed that they like it, so you can try it too. And as I said, we are negotiating with some publishers. We are actually thinking about that the game is so much in a good shape that we can actually release the early access quite soon. We will see how it works, how the mission editor works, and there is a lot of stuff that is not finished in the mission editor. It's not very comfortable to use. It's fun because it's something what I started to talk about before, but didn't finish. That when you create levels, you actually dig your holes through the enemy spaceships, and then you create the enemies, and you program them the very same way you program your own robots, because they are the same kind of entity. You have your stupid robots that you need to program to do something, and the enemy has their own stupid robots that need to be programmed to do something. So when you design the level, you somehow go through the halls, create spawners for enemies, and program them the very same way as you do to your robot. So if you know how to control the game, you will very quickly get into the editor. So I believe that it's cool to release the game that is not finished but has this level editor, so you can create and share your own stuff and come with ideas, and we steal them and put them into the game. That's why the early access is there, right? Yeah, great. So maybe the last thing, do not be afraid that it's a programming game. I believe that it's very easy programming game, and actually that even the programming is something that is very easy, and something that people will know about much more in few years. Like, you already have smart vacuum cleaners and smart fridges and stuff like that, and a lot of people use applications like if this then that and stuff, and it's really interesting that maybe you already know how to program, but you haven't tried it yet, and maybe this may be the possibility, or the that you can finally try to program something. And I need to say that it's very great feeling when you get into the mission and there is hundreds of enemies and you have absolutely no control over anything. Then you write some code to this to this droid, some code to this droid, and they start to cooperate and cover each other, and at the end the mission plays itself and you look at it, and it's awesome. It's really similar feeling when you really start programming in real world, and you write your first JavaScript or Python snips or something for your website, and then you run it and it runs and you feel great. And I believe that we achieved something like this in this game, that you really have created something that works and is put together by you, and it's as I said, it's awesome feeling. So if you have nothing else to add.
Yeah, we are waiting for feedback from players which are not our friends. It's
I don't know,
quite
really
important, I think.
Yeah, but dangerous also.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. If you have any questions, we will now finish this live stream. We will start the pre-recorded, quite, I don't know, 40 minutes or something,
40 minutes.
video. When I talk about the game, I really present some levels, and then there is a programming part that I explain. If you already played the game and were lost a little bit, then run that video that we will now start, and you will learn everything you need to finish the game, and you may start with real programming and making a lot of money, and then send us some, because you made it, because you learned programming on our game. So thank you very much. If you have questions, ask them, or write us, or anything. Do we have a contact on a website? We don't.
Yeah, we have link on Discord.
Yeah, we have a Discord. Yeah, I need to install this thing. Okay, so we have a Discord. So if you have questions, you can ask there. And again, welcome to the world of Automatica. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pěkně to. Hello, fellow Battledroid programmers. Welcome to Automatica. I'm still not sure how to read this name, but it was my idea, so it's also my fault. Anyway, what it is. The idea for this game is fairly simple, and it came to me a long time ago when I was deep in turn-based strategy games, but also too lazy to micromanage each unit, each turn. So I told myself, wouldn't it be cool to be able to just program them? Like, you tell everyone what to do at the beginning of the mission, and let your units just follow your code and win the mission for you. So basically, it's the game that plays itself, and you can just watch or do something useful or whatever you want. So, what you do here. In each mission, you need to download the data from the terminals and enemy spaceships. The data are well protected by deadly robots, but you also have deadly robots. And the only difference is that the enemy has infinite amount of them, and you have 4 or less. So, you send your robots in, hold the enemy hordes at bay, download the data, and leave. And the twist is that there is no direct communication into the ship possible, and your robots are utterly stupid and can't do anything on their own. So, to finish the mission, you need to give all the orders at the start, in short, to program them. The important part is that the game is not meant just for programmers. The programming here is very simple. We will look at it in a minute. And it's similar to the old language called Karel, which was used like century ago to actually teach programming. And Karel was also a robot, by the way, but without a laser gun, loser. Actually, I believe it's very easy to program robots in Automatica as well as in real life. So it's also possible that you will learn something while playing this game, but don't be afraid, you don't have to. So let me show you how it works and how it plays. And we can start with this very mission. So what we have here, we have two terminals with quite a lot of data, and the enemy that is approaching this direction and from this direction. So what we would do in typical strategy game, we would just grab this robot 1, which is a strong warrior, put him here into this corridor and cover this approach. And robot 2, since we have 4 robots, we can allow that. Robot 2 can go to this corridor and cover this approach. And in Automatica, we do exactly the same, only we program them. So if you look at it, the code is really, really simple. What the robot do? It just moves one step ahead, turn to the left, move to the wall, turn to the left again, and move 2 steps ahead. So now he's standing here, and he's just there and indefinitely shooting anything that is enemy enough. The robot 2 does exact same thing on the other side. So he moves to the wall, to the right, stand on this position, and anytime it sees the enemy, it shoots at it. It's great. We are limited by time in this mission, so we need to act quickly, and for this reason we send 2 robots for the data, 3 and 4. Each of them will download from its own terminal and get back to our dropship to upload the data. And the only tricky part in this mission is that they need to synchronize the return somehow, so they do not crash into each other in this narrow path. So we can start it. We can look from the eyes or whatever it has of robot 1. He goes here to the wall, to the left, and to this position. Sorry. And he just shoots. Robot 2 on the other side does exactly the same thing. At the same time, robot 3 will come from the data. I will speed up the time a little bit. Gets back with the data, and now he will wait for the robot number 4, which is this one, and this is that synchronization that is there to avoid collision. Now they both downloaded the data, uploaded the data, and they can go for another run. So it's pretty simple mission. Okay, this mission is a little bit more complicated. We have 2 terminals again with a lot of data, but we have much more enemies. This one will come from this corridor, this one will come here, and this one here. So we have 3 streams of enemy approaching, and we have only 3 robots, and someone needs to download the data. So first thing is that only one robot, we can afford only one robot to download the data, and he needs to download it from both terminals. And since the robot can hold only 1 petabyte of data, he will need first to empty this terminal, get each data back, and then go for this terminal. But still we have 3 lines of enemies approaching, and we have only 2 robots to hold them. So what we do, the first robot, for now, he has a fairly simple job, and similar to the previous mission, he will just move ahead, turn to the left, move to the wall, and stand here and cover all robots coming from here. That's all right. The robot number 2 will need to hold 2 lines of enemies. So what he does is he moves here to the wall, to the right to this crossroads, and he will turn around. So he will stand here, watch this direction. When there is nothing coming, he will turn to this direction, shoot anything enemy that is here, and turn back. And meanwhile, the robot number 3 will download the data and getting back home with them. But what now? We have this terminal empty, and we need to get to this terminal. So we can look at it. We start the mission. Robot number 1, again, we know this, I will speed up the time. He will stand here, wait for the enemy to appear. Yeah. It will take some time, but now they are coming. So he will stand here and shoot. Meanwhile, we can look at the robot number 2. He's holding the crossroad. Yeah, you can see. He's turned left and right, and as soon as enemy appears, good, he'll just shoot. Okay, and robot number 3 is downloading the data. We now have 1 petabyte. We're going for the, we're uploading the second one, and now I will stop it for a while. So what to do now? We will go for the third petabyte of data, we'll get it back, and now we need to somehow get to this terminal, which is not easy. So while you cannot communicate with robots once they are on the mission, they can communicate with each other. So what now will happen is that this robot, once it gets all the data from the first terminal, will send a signal to the robots to move. This one, the robot number 2, who is controlling these 2 corridors, will move to the left, and while shooting anything that it meets on the way, he will move here to cover the bad guys coming from this side, so we can go for the data in this terminal. But then we have this corridor uncovered, and we will signal this robot number 1 to turn around and shoot to both sides. We couldn't do that before, because if we want this robot to cover these sides from the beginning, there will be a problem. Sorry, because downloading the data takes time. So when our robot is standing at this terminal and downloads the data, the robot number 1 cannot shoot over it to approaching robots. So they will probably move too close and destroy our droids. So now let's look at it. We will go for the last packet of data, get it, we are getting back, we are now uploading it and sending the signal. So the robots changed their behavior. These robots will start to rotate and shoot to both sides, and he is fine with that. This robot, meanwhile, travels through this corridor and is holding these bad guys here, and we are fine. The last robot just brings data home, and we are done. So in this part of the video, we will finally program something together. I will explain very basics of Automatica and also the very basics of programming. So if you are already a programmer, you can skip this part. And if you are not a programmer, you may learn something and become a programmer. And then you can run this video again, and you can skip this part because you are already a programmer. So what we have here, we have one terminal with some data here. There is no enemy and quite a simple maze-like structure. So we have one robot and he needs to go for the data. So I select it, I press enter. This is adding new line. I can press enter again and choose the command move, because I want to move ahead, turn left and move to the wall. The faster way is that I just press enter, and with this list of commands opened, I start to type like left and press enter. Fine. Now I'm standing here and I need to get to the wall. So how to get there? Of course I can just press move, 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 but it's not very nice, not very efficient. You probably know that programmers are expensive, and they are expensive because they write a lot of lines of code, and we don't want to spend this money. And for this reason, each mission in Automatica has a bonus objective to finish it in some limited amount of lines, and we will try to reach it here. So we want to get to the wall somehow more efficiently. How? Well, let me write it first. Well, not wall move. And how it works. While is a cycle. It means do what is inside a cycle, which is now just one move command, while the condition applies. So the robot stands here and he says, while there is not wall ahead of me, I gonna move. So there is no wall, he moves, 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 moves. Now there is a wall ahead, so it stops moving and we turn left. Let's look at it. This is a robot, he moves, and now he is in the while command. There is no wall ahead, no wall ahead, no wall ahead. Now it is. Oh, great, we failed. because we haven't bring any data. So let's continue. We are here in this position. We turn left, and we can do the very same trick. While we go ahead, move. So now we are at this terminal. So we download the data and turn around, left. So what now? How to get back? If we use the same trick again, we will move to the wall, but from this direction it means that we will move all the way down here. Then we can turn right, move to the wall, turn around, move back, turn left, and move here. And it's not very efficient. So what we can do? We already were on this spot before, on the way there. We moved here to the wall. So we know this position and we can mark it. So we move to the wall, turn left, and place the red mark. The mark, in original Carel, the mark is called beeper, but it doesn't beep, so we call it mark. And you can place many marks at one position of various colors, stuff like that. Not in this mission. This is tutorial. We have only one mark, so we place the red mark here. And then we are at the terminal. We turn back to the corridor, and we can use the very same trick with the wall, with the mark. While there is not red mark present, move. So that means, well, you can see it probably. He will move to the corridor and check if he's standing on the red mark. He's not, and now he is, so he stops. He turns to the right, and we can go back to the base, which is easy. Excuse me. We are on the 14th command of 22, and we have quite a lot of work ahead of us. So we probably cannot use now the trivial way how to get home, like move all the way down here, right, and all the way back. We don't have enough commands for that. So let's repeat our trick with the red mark. We have a robot here. He moved one step back, turn left, and go to the wall. But we would need to place the red mark here to align it with the data bank, so we can easily get to the mark and to the data bank. So after we turn left, we move one step ahead and place red mark also here. So now at the end of the code, we are on this crossroad heading the base, and we will turn right and move again to the red mark to the base. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's it. And now we are at the red mark on the base. We turn right, move one step ahead and upload the data and win the mission. Except there is a little problem. So the robot goes, place the red mark. You can see the other red mark is here at the base. He's just downloading the data, moving to the red mark, turn right, and do something silly. Why is that? Let's look at the code. He will download the data, turn around, move to the red mark, turn right. Aha! And now we want to reach the other red mark, but how the while command works. When the code reaches this line, he will check the condition if it's true. And if it's true, he will execute what's inside the while cycle and check the again. So at the beginning, he was actually standing on the red mark, on our first red mark. So this condition is not true because red mark is present. He will just skip it and he will not move to the base as we expected. So how can we solve it? In normal levels, we would actually place a mark of different color here, but we don't have it now. So the easy solution is, once we move to the first red mark and turn right, we'll just move one step ahead. Then we are here, and there is no red mark present, and everything will work as intended. Hopefully. Speed it up to the max. We have a data. Okay, sure. Okay, we somehow misplaced the code. The thing is that it moves and it turns right, and we want it to turn right and then move. So hold the Alt button, and with the arrows you can simply rearrange the commands. So while mark not present, move, turn right, and move again. Okay, start it again. Speed it to the max. We have both red marks. Get to the mark. Get to the mark. Uploading the data. And we are there. And finished the challenge of the 22 lines of code. Thank you. For the last part of this video, we can look at a little bit more complicated programming task here. If you look around, we have a door here, which are closed. This is the switch that will open the door, but there is an enemy probably coming this way here. Terminal is here, so we either need to get through the enemy or open the door. And well, the spoiler ahead, if the enemy is just behind the corner, it's almost impossible to kill him. We need to do it from behind if we want to shoot him. So we have 3 robots, and there is another enemy here. I pretend that I don't know this mission, so yeah, we can go together. And I need to download the data from this terminal here. So let's actually put some placeholder code here, like let the robot move ahead, turn left a little bit, and stand here to shoot the enemy. If you look at this construct, it's very simple. Again, while cycle. While true means that this condition, I mean condition true, is always true, because true is always true. Even in these times it's, well, not always the case, but let's pretend it is. So this while command, once the code reaches this while command, it will repeat indefinitely. So he will always jump here, look if there is an enemy ahead, kill it, and try again. When there is no enemy, we'll just skip it and try again, etc, etc. So this is good placeholder code for our robot to cover the approach, and we can look what happens in the mission. So let's start it. Okay, the enemy comes here toward the switch and toward the base. Oh, and it's only every odd enemy is coming this direction, and every even enemy is coming the other direction. Which is not very nice, because it means problems when we try to sneak through here. So there's another enemy spawning here, and he covers this whole corridor. Okay. Well, it will not be easy. So first of all, definitely, we need to open this door. So what we can do, we will delete this command. We are now here. The doors are closed, so they behave as a wall. So I can do while not wall move trick, and now we are at the door. We can turn left. What I can do now, there is probably an enemy in this corridor already, so I can shoot it while enemy shoot. Actually, for this type of the enemy, the spider, I need 2 shots to kill him. So what I can do is only type shoot, and I'm quite sure that I will kill him. But it's cleaner to make it this way, while there is an enemy, shoot. Because there can be more than one enemy. There can also be different type of the enemy that needs more shots or something like that. So it's always safer to use this kind of code. So now I'm standing here at the door. I'm killing the enemy, and I can move to the switch while not wall move trick, and let's look at it, how it works. It doesn't, yeah, because the enemy is not there yet. So let's modify it just a little bit and put one while into each other. So what our robot does here is that he moves to the wall, turns to the left, and now he is at this corridor. And while there is no wall ahead, he first check if there is an enemy. If there is, he will shoot until it disappears, and then move. And again. So we have while commands nested into each other, and it works this way. So this means walk away until you reach the wall and shoot anything you encounter during this way. Then we reach to this wall, and since the enemy is quite the stream is quite tense and the enemies comes one after each other, we will probably have no time to switch the terminal. So let's anticipate that, and once we reach the wall at the end, turn right, clear the corridor of the enemy, and then turn left and left again, and operate is the command for opening the door. So let's look at the code. Good. He stops to kill. Yeah, he killed the one. And now we have opened the door. Great. So what now? For now, we will have more enemies coming this direction. So let's turn back again to them and let the robot kill them. If we just write while enemy ahead shoot, it would mean that our robot will turn around. While there is an enemy, we will shoot at him. Then there is no enemy, and the code continues, and there is nothing more. So our robot will just stand there and watch. So we need to tell him to do this forever, and we do that while this command. So yeah, sorry, I need to rearrange it a little bit. Right, now it's okay. He will open the door, turn around, so he is facing this corridor, and forever stand there and shoot one enemy after each other. So he will hold this approach, and it's safe. The other enemies are coming this way. So what we can do with that? Robot number 2 can move, turn left, and then move to the door. While not wall, move. Now there is a little trick. If I start it now, both of them will move together. So they will all both move one step ahead, turn to the left, and move here. And since the robot number 1 will start to turn around here, turn to the left here, the robot number 2 will crash into it. So we avoid it by adding wait at the beginning. It's just a command that says wait a little while. So you are later at the door and do not crash. Let's just quickly look at it if it works. Yeah, it works perfectly. Great. Now the robot number 1 will open the door, and the robot number 2 is waiting at the door. So he's just now here. He reached the wall or the door and then stops because he's at the end of the code. So what we can do now is that the robot number 1 can send a signal to the robot number 2 that the doors are opened, or, which is a little bit more easy, we can just wait till it opens. So, and we use while command again, and now it is empty. It says, while there is wall ahead of me, do nothing. So I'm standing at the wall, or at the door, watching them, and it's always true. So it just goes to these commands indefinitely, and when the door opens, suddenly this doesn't count, or it doesn't apply, and I move to the next command, which will be, let's look at it. Now I'm here, the doors are opened, and I can sneak through, but there are enemies coming this way, and I'm not very sure where they are at the moment that the doors opened. So what I want to do is to get through this corridor once the enemy leaves it. So the very simple trick is that while not enemy, do nothing. And that means that the robot is standing there watching the approach, and while there is no enemy, it just stands. Then the enemy appears, and since I am quite far from the crossroad, I can start to move because I know that I will get there just behind the enemy. So while not wall, move. Now I'm here at this crossroad, and the enemy just passed, and another is approaching. So what I can do is now sneak through here and get to the terminal, but it's not very nice. I don't want actually these enemies to roam these halls, because, well, they are enemies and they will catch me eventually. So I can turn to the left, move a little bit to free this path, and stand there forever, or until we change it, and shoot the enemy. So what this will do? The exact thing we were talking about at the beginning. This enemy is dangerous because he's just behind the corner, and I'm here, and I can shoot it to the back. So if everything works, I will not need this robot number 1 here anymore, because this way will be covered. Let's look whether it works or not. And we can look through the eyes of or whatever it has. Robot 2, we are here. Robot 1 opened the door for us. We are waiting for the robots to appear. For the robot to appear. Now he's there. He moved. We move. Turn to the left. And destroy this. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we didn't have time for. So we will make just a little upgrade. When we get there to the crossroad, turn to the left. Before we move one step, we will destroy anything we can this way. Okay, and then we are on the position. So now we can look at it from map and a little bit faster. Now the doors are opened. We sneaked, killed it. Okay, great. And now we are standing here and shooting, so that means we don't need this robot here anymore, really. It's great. And if you look at the map, we will somehow need another robot to hold these enemies, and we have 3, so if we say the robot number 3 will go for the data and bring them back, oh, sorry for the sound, yeah, something destroyed me, probably from behind. Okay, yeah, it's easy. So the robot number 2 will cover completely these robots here. That's great. So we can tell the robot at the switch to do something else. And we do this by signals. Signal is something that can be turned on or off, and anyone can ask for the signal. So we say, now we move to the position, and we set signal alpha. The robot number 2 is standing here, shooting this direction, and he does it indefinitely while true. And we stop doing that. We say, not while true, but while not alpha. That means do it until the robot number 2 is already on position, shooting the enemy, and telling you, basically by command alpha, he's telling you everything is clear, just move. So now I'm free, I'm at this position, so I turn right, use the wall trick, turn left. Oh, there is a slight bug in the code editor that sometimes when you write to the end of the code, the commands are misplaced. So sorry for that, we will fix it as soon as possible. Usually opening and closing the code helps. So now we are at the door, and we know that this direction is completely covered, so we are free here. So we can move. Oh, there's the bug again. While not wall, move. Now we are here. Move one right, move left. Now we can go to this corridor, but we let some robots pass through and we don't know exactly where they are. So the safest part is again wait while there is no enemy. And misplaced again. So do nothing. So we are waiting till the enemy appears to make sure that he already left the base. And when it is done, we will move to the wall. While not wall. Oh, it happened again, sorry. Move. Okay. We'll turn it on and off. Right. So now our robot number 1 is at this position, and there are many robots circling here. So what we do, first of all, we destroy everything that is in this corridor right now, while enemy shoot. Alright? Oh, but we should watch the corridor first. So we moved here, turn to the left, shoot everything which is here. Now it's a little bit dangerous, but let's hope that there is a hole right now. So move one step ahead, turn right, clear this corridor, and actually move to the terminal. So we say while not wall, we will move the same trick again with the moving while shooting. If there is an enemy, kill it and then move, and then check again if you are at wall. You are not, then check if there is an enemy, kill it and move, and do it as far as you get to this wall or terminal. So now here we turn left, we move a little bit because we are making space for the robot number 3 who will actually go for the data, and we will stand here forever, and when there is an enemy, shoot. Right? So let's look at it now. The robot number 1 is going and shooting through here, killing this guy, opening the door. Robot number 2 waits till the enemy passes. Great. Shoot this one, move to this position, and now holds this corridor completely. Now a robot moves here and wait till the last robot passes, which is now. Now kill everything and moving here. Oh, awesome, it works. So now we have robot number 2 holding both of these robots, like the ones that goes through around the switch and the ones that goes directly through the corridor, and the robot number 1, which was opening the door at the beginning, is now holding this corridor, and all level is free. So the only thing that we can do now, we need to do now, is to tell robot number 3 to go for the data. So first of all, when he needs to start, well, where everything is done. So robot number 1 was getting here, moved to this final spot before the shooting, and set the signal, let's call it delta. And robot number 3 will do nothing, just wait for signal delta to be started. Once it is, he will do the very basic go for data code. And since we want to repeat it many times, we will do the infinite cycle while true. So from now on, do this forever or till the mission ends. Move one step, turn left, while not wall move. The doors are already opened, so we are here. Turn right, move, turn left. With the wall trick we can get to this while and press Ctrl C, and now we can paste it. So move left. Now we are here. Left, move right, paste, download the data, turn around. And could we somehow reuse this code? Probably not, and we have a lot of commands available yet, so we don't need to do it. We just move to the wall, left, move right, move to the wall, right, move left. Now we are here. We already have a red mark here. It's there in the mission because the mission knows we will need it. Well, I placed it there because I knew that you will need it. So while not red, move, turn right. Oh, this end of code again. Move, upload, and turn around. And now since it reaches the end of the infinite while, it will go just to the beginning. The true is always true, so he will start whole cycle again, and that means now he is at the terminal, his data bank, move, turn left, while not wall, etc. So if I didn't make any mistake, and we are good 10 commands under the limit. Oh. So let's look at it. Robot number 1. Going, shooting. Good. Destroying the guy. Opening the door. Bzzzt. Turn around and hold this. The robot number 2 is waiting. Robot passed. Now we go. Shoot this one and destroy everything. Good. Now robot number 1 was signaled to leave his spot and go to clear the other way. So he moves here, waiting for the enemy to pass. It's done. We turn left, kill everything, and move and shoot. Good. Turn left. Now we send the signal for the robot number 3, and it's going. I will speed it up a little bit. Now we will see if we made the pass correct for the first try, and it seems we did. So we are downloading the data and getting back. Everything is clear because there is no more enemies coming. Yeah. Thank you, robot number 2. And that's it. He will go for the data and download all that it found. So there are 2 petabytes, which is good for the objective, and the bonus 1, which is good for the bonus objective. Ta-da! And we did it. You are great. If you followed. Thank you.